Let's not forget last night, the debut of Luka Doncic. We'll get to that in just a sec. First, let's start off with the NBA and a story that definitely seems to be progressing in the direction of the Minnesota Timberwolves potentially being sold. An arbiter ruled yesterday that indeed Mark Lore, Alex Rodriguez, that is the group that is potentially trying to buy the Timberwolves. They have been approved as the next majority ownership group of the Timberwolves. You may remember that Glenn Taylor, the owner of the Timberwolves, simply wanted to pull back the sale that he had already agreed to because of financing issues with the Lore Alex Rodriguez group. But the arbitrators determined that Taylor has violated terms of the sale agreement when he announced last March that Lore and Rodriguez missed a deadline for a $600 million payment. Lore and Rodriguez disputed that, saying that they thought they had another 90 days to get it done. In fact, they also say that they have the money in escrow to make the final payment. But right now, the other owners, or as they say, the current governors involved in the National Basketball Association, are going to vote on this. And they will need 23 of the 30 current teams or governors to approve the sale. And if so, that would mean Glenn Taylor is out and Mark Lore and A-Rod are in. They also released a statement saying that they were happy with the decision. Needless to say, the approval process can close the transaction, and they want to be part of the Twin Cities in the future. As of right now, the last hurdle to clear will be the vote by the other ownership groups in the NBA. 23 out of 30, they become the owners. If not, it goes back to Glenn Taylor. The Lake Show continued last night. The debut of Luka Doncic went pretty well. 132-113, the final, as Luka ends up having a nice game in his debut. It was the first game played for Luka while on the other side, Anthony Davis is out. Luka enjoyed the reception from the fans last night, also had a very good plus-minus when he was on the court as well, but talked about the reception that he received.
Being special, the way they received me, everybody, it was amazing to see. I was a little nervous before. I remember it was the last time I was nervous before the game. So, but once I stepped on the court, it was fun, and just being out there again felt amazing.
The camera and the microphone picked up LeBron telling you in the pregame huddle to be you, don't try to fit in, fit out. What did that message mean to you, and what does it look like for you to fit out with this team?
I mean, it's like I said before, it's special. You know, for him to say something like that just feels amazing, give me confidence. And, you know, after that speech, it was chills. So I was just happy to be part of it.
Let's go now over to the Super Bowl, and the viewership numbers are in. No surprise, the Super Bowl averaged a record 126 million viewers. According to Fox, it peaked at 135.7. Highest watched Super Bowl of all time. That's been the case virtually every single season. Brock Purdy looks like he's got an opportunity to stay in San Francisco, or at least their owner seems to think so. Jed York says they will do everything to extend Brock Purdy to keep him in Santa Clara. By the way, the Super Bowl is there next year. The New York Giants have hired Chad Hall as assistant quarterbacks coach, and also Ken Dorsey, former offensive coordinator for the Bills and Browns and former quarterback at the University of Miami, is set to join the Dallas Cowboys as a pass game specialist. In the NBA, the Hornets are right now in a little bit of transition, needless to say, over this trade to dispute Mark Williams' failed Lakers physical. The trade was rescinded over the weekend. He was traded for Dalton Knecht, a trade that could still happen, but stay tuned. All-Stars Evan Mobley, Donovan Mitchell lead the Cavs to a 128-107 win over the Minnesota Timberwolves. Cleveland's playing great basketball, and they're also getting some help. DeAndre Hunter has joined their squad, and Mitchell, after the game, talked about the defense that Hunter played and the difference that it made.
I think it was great. I mean, I think for him to come in, and we just kept it simple on offense. Defensively, you saw the impact he has. You know, we're guarding one of the best players in the NBA, making it tough for him to start the game. I think he started off 2 of 10, 2 of 11, you know, turnovers, different things, just from his activity, us being in the gaps. It sets a tone. You know, when he's up there pressuring the ball, we're all in the gaps, we're all doing our thing. That's what he really, that's what he brings. You know what I mean? And obviously on the offensive end, continuing to find his spots and being aggressive and different things. So, you know, for the first game, you know, it's definitely great to have him, and we're excited because it's something we continue to build with and get better.
Yeah, I didn't like much about us tonight. Our start. We missed shots. I thought we would kind of figure out how to get into the game. I didn't like our toughness tonight. I didn't like our offense at all. I thought it just kind of bogged down, and their switching did some of that too. But I didn't think we were very, I didn't think we were super intelligent on that side of the floor. I didn't like our kind of resistance when it mattered. We'd been playing way better than that. So there wasn't a lot to like about tonight, but.
Long winning streak continued last night for the Denver Nuggets. They won their 7th straight game, and the offensive output 146 on the Portland Trailblazers last night. Nikola Jokic, no triple-double. He did have 40 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists, and Jokic, after the game, talked about the little things and the ball distribution, meaning the reason why they had such a good offensive effort.
We had 44 assists, of course. That's like I said, you need to make sure to have a lot of assists. We attacked the paint. We didn't shoot well for the 3, but we attacked the paint, and I think that's a high percentage shot. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not good, but today was really good for us. And I think CB, he was really leading the break, leading the transition. He played really well for us, and I think when we are attacking, when in transition, we are playing fast. It's really good for us.
29 fast break points, 88 in the paint, 44 assists, only 10 turnovers. The offensive numbers across the board were just incredible, and the efficiency in which we're able to do that. And much is always made of all the Nuggets. I think somebody said we got to diversify our offense at one point. Why? Stick with what's working. We put up 146 points, and we've led the league all year long to this point as we approach the All-Star break in fast break points and paint points and assists, and that's how we do it.
Hard to argue with Mike Malone at this point. Also hard to argue that SGA is the MVP and Oklahoma City is the best team in the NBA. Those two things reign true again. 31 points for SGA last night, 137 for Oklahoma City, just 101 for the Pelicans. He's averaging 37 points over his last 10 games. Also, Chet Holmgren back for Oklahoma City talked after the win last night.
Yeah, I'd say the biggest thing is just emphasizing the importance of each individual play. You can look up and be like, we're up 20, it's time for me to try to do this or this person trying to do this, but that's not our focus. We're out there trying to really get better every single play as a 5-man unit, no matter who's out there. And when you do that, you're able to really kind of build on the last play and the play before that and just, be relentless against the other team. And I feel like that's what we were able to do tonight and in the games before, no matter who's out there. Just continuing to make it really hard for the other team. And, it's been shown on the scoreboard.
The new AP Top 25 is out, and 3 of the top 5 teams are in the Southeastern Conference. Actually, make that 4 out of 5. Auburn, number 1. Alabama, number 2. Florida, number 3. Duke, 4. And Tennessee, 5. Auburn was number 1 last week, by the way, but they lost to Florida. Alabama moves up to number 2. Number 6, Houston beats Baylor 76-65. Clemson takes care of North Carolina. Final score, 85-65. Also, Kenley Jansen reunited in Southern California. This time, it's the Angels. 1 year, $10 million.